Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be following the writing routine of the one and only Suzanne Collin, who is the author of The Hunger Games. I read The Hunger Games for the first time in 2012. And yes, this is what I looked like in 2012, okay? But I literally fell in love with this series. I went to every midnight showing of the movies. I read all the books. I was so obsessed. I was literally Katniss for Halloween. I had my Mockingjay pin and was literally waltzing around my middle school with that on my backpack. I saw an authortuber, Brielle Wright, do a video where she did Rick Riordan's writing routine, who is the author of Percy Jackson, and that was like her transformative series as a child, and this was mine. So I decided that given Sunrise on the Reaping coming out pretty much this week by the time you're seeing this, and just this being such a special and important series in my life as a reader and a writer, that this would be so fun to do. It was actually kind of complicated to find information on Suzanne Collin's writing routine. So according to my sources, Suzanne Collin grabs some cereal and sits down to work as soon as possible in the morning. She says, the more distractions I have to deal with before I actually begin writing, the harder focusing on the story becomes. And then she says that she works until she's tapped out, which is like the early afternoon. And she also says that if she writes 3 to 5 hours in a day, that's super productive for her. So today I am going to be first grabbing some cereal because we have to follow first step. And then I am just going to do my best to write pretty much through the entire morning and into the afternoon. I'm gonna take a little trip to Barnes & Noble in between so I can do some writing there and maybe use that excuse to buy some books. But I just wanna break up the day with kind of getting out of the house. And as you guys know, I have been sick for like 3 weeks, so I literally need to get out of this house. If you're new here, my name is Sophia. I am currently in the process of writing my debut novel. It's a new adult contemporary romance with estranged childhood best friends to lovers, and I'm currently on a mission to finish the full first draft by April 1st. I'm still only at about 30,000 words, so I have a lot of catching up to do if I want to hit my goal. So let's grab some cereal and get started on following Suzanne Collin's writing routine. Alright guys, so I have my cereal, and I also accidentally have a Katniss braid, which is kind of funny. I didn't even mean to do that. Just, you know, this is super random, but fun fact about me is I actually don't really like milk with my cereal. I don't know what it is. It's just a me thing. Don't come for me. For the sake of this video and our queen, Suzanne Collin, I am going to be enjoying my cereal with milk like a normal person. So anyway, I wanted to do a quick little writing update. I'm really in the thick of my book. I'm about to start writing the later half of Act 2A, and I'm really excited. Well, I guess I could share. This is my writing channel. Well, now I'm writing 2 chapters where like the 2 main characters are kind of getting these reminders of their old world and what life was like before all of the inciting events that have happened in this book began. So it's not exactly sad, it's not bad, it's obviously like key stuff for the story and for their character development, but it's not necessarily as fun to write as the previous chapters that I was writing the other day. Anyway, all of that being said, I am going to start and probably go for maybe like an hour or so, and then I think I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble, do a little bit of book shopping, and then do some writing there as well. Also, something else that I read that Suzanne Collin does is she doesn't listen to music with words. I already don't do that, but I saw somewhere that she apparently listens to Mozart. So I'm gonna try to listen to Mozart while I write today and see how that goes as well. So I literally cannot get focused to save my life, so I decided that I am just going to leave and go to Barnes & Noble to do a little bit of writing. I did write like 300 words and I ate my cereal, but I just can't seem to get focused. I think it's because I have been locked inside my house for so long since I've been sick. So I am just like, I have my bag, I have my laptop, like I'm out. So I am going to go do some writing at Barnes & Noble's and buy a couple of books. already back. It has literally been less than an hour. It's still barely 10:30. I could not focus at all in Barnes & Noble. There was some sort of like children's event going on. It wasn't necessarily like loud, but it was just like really chaotic in there. So I ended up just buying a book and coming right back home to continue writing. I picked up Reckless by Elsie Silver. I'm trying to finish the Chestnut Spring series, and I love her books because they're just really quick and fun reads. So I'm really excited to read this. I'm probably going to start it soon. I do need to get past the fact that the guy's name in this book is Theo, which is the name of one of my cats. So we're just gonna have to move past that and separate the cat from the character. I also am so close to being done with Book Lovers. I literally have like 30 pages left, so I'm definitely gonna finish this today. I might take a little bit of a break later since this is such a long writing day and finish up this book. So this is really huge for me to read not one, but also start another book in 1 month. I also will obviously be devouring Sunrise on the Reaping next week when it comes out. I'm definitely gonna make a video including that because I'm so excited. Anyway, now that I'm back, I realized that I did not do a like word count update earlier. And so I started this morning at around 29,500 words, and now I am at 29,823 words. So I've literally written for a total of 30 minutes and barely wrote anything at all. And if we want to hit Suzanne Collin's daily goal of writing for 3 to 5 hours, I have quite a ways to go. My poor Katniss braid fell out. I think my hair is just too short for a braid, so I just went back to like my default hairstyle. But I think I'm going to just try to get comfortable in my office and turn on some Mozart because that's what she listens to, and just try to write. Like I said, it's still barely 10:30 in the morning, so I have lots of time and I really want to try to get as much done as I can today. In the car, I was thinking a lot about this chapter that I'm about to write, and I was like, I don't know if anybody else does this. Like, if you do this, please comment below and tell me, because every time I tell somebody about this, I feel like they're like, hello, like what are you talking about? But when I have like some sort of idea, which for some reason comes to me always in the car, especially with my book, I will like just open my notes app and do like the little dictation thing and start talking into my notes app, because I need to like get it out, because if I don't write it down or document it somehow, I'm just gonna probably forget about it. So while I was in the car, I was like literally rambling into my phone about this chapter, and like I like had like little ideas for dialogue that I wanted to include and everything, and now I just have like this giant blob of text in my notes app that I need to go through really quickly before I start writing. But that was really good and productive because now my whole outline for this chapter is even more robust, and I'm probably going to be able to write it pretty quickly. I keep getting emails from Reedsy that I'm behind on my goal, so I'm really hoping that today we can make a lot of progress. I don't really know what a realistic goal for today is, so that's why I thought it would be fun to focus on this routine since it's timed. So I think I'm just gonna kind of go with it and see how much I can get done. I have some pretty intense outlines already, so I think I can get through a lot relatively quickly now that I am kind of in the mood and I'm home, I'm like situated. So I'm going to get started and see what we can get done. I'm here in what I am calling my podcast chair. If you guys haven't been keeping an eye on my channel, we are a couple episodes into the Booked and Busy podcast, where we are talking all things books, personal development, and everything in between. If you are somebody who has big goals in any area of your life, career, personal, whatever, and you absolutely love reading or writing, this is the podcast for you. I will link out the most recent episode in the description, and you can of course listen wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, and the video versions are on my channel every Wednesday. But anyway, it has been about like 2 hours, like 15 or 20 minutes, and I have to check my little stats here. I am at 33,513 words, which means I wrote like 3,700 words, I believe. So that is really good. That's like almost 4,000. I feel like that's actually a lot now that I'm thinking about it for that period of time. But like I said, I really like very in-depth outlined this chapter and the next chapters, so I'm assuming that's probably why I was able to write pretty fast. And I was also just writing a chapter that leads into like a string of like, I think it's like 3 or 4 chapters that takes place in New York City. And the majority of my book takes place in a small town that is not far outside the city, but this is the first time that I'm writing scenes and just these chapters in general that take place in the city, which is actually really fun. If you guys don't know, I'm from New Jersey, so I do go to the city every now and then, especially for concerts with my sister, and I really enjoy the city, but in small doses. So it's really fun to kind of write from the perspective of somebody who is from the city, which my main character is from New York City. So it's been really fun to write that, and I'm looking forward to continuing to write the next few chapters that take place there. I just took a little break to have lunch with my husband, and I am so close to being done with Book Lovers. I'm gonna sit down and see if I can finish it, but actually now I'm looking at it, it's kind of a big chunk. I'm gonna see what I can get through in like maybe 15 minutes. It's almost, what is it? It's a little past 12, and I really want to make sure that I can continue to make a lot of progress today, because I have made sure that I have time to do this for the majority of today. So I definitely want to get back into writing ASAP so we can go through until the early afternoon like Miss Suzanne Collins. And I definitely want to hit at least 4 hours, since she says that she does 3 to 5. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a reading break and then get right back into writing. Alright guys, it is officially past 3 p.m. and I feel like that constitutes the end of early afternoon, which means that we are officially done trying this writing routine. So while following Suzanne Collin's writing routine, I wrote for a total of 4 hours and 15 minutes. And I wrote a grand total of 6,817 words, which brings me to 36,312 words in the first draft of my manuscript, which means we are so close to 40K and we are pretty much at the midpoint of my book. I am so excited, and I feel like this was really fun, and it was literally my biggest writing day pretty much ever. I think that's like, I almost hit 7,000 words in one day, which is crazy. So this was a lot of fun, and as much as I would love to do it again, there are not many days where I can actually write straight from morning to afternoon. So I don't know if I'll be able to, but I definitely want to try some other author writing routines. So if there's anything specific that you want to see, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you guys are interested in seeing some more writing updates as I continue pushing through the first draft, definitely be sure to follow me on Instagram or TikTok at @BySophiaLynn. And if you are not already, I would absolutely appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. We are small but growing, and I'm just so excited for the direction that everything is going in, and to just keep sharing this journey with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with another video.